Hello, welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we are going to show you a really cool spot in the attic along with a lot of other cool spots that we know about in other maps. And for this attic spot, you are going to need the taunt called Freestyle in the shop, which I will shortly show you how to get. And this is a voiceover, and I'm trying to make this video look as normal as it can because I lost the audio, as you can see at the beginning, and I'm editing this audio in. And I'm only watching, so yeah, you go to the shop, you go to taunts, and you make sure you get freestyle. And it is essential in order to glitch out of the map. And that is it for now. I'm going to start talking again later, or maybe not, because we are going to see Captain Seagull, because we're also here with Captain Seagull. And Captain Seagull has an interesting spot that I used to go to. So in a bit I will switch over to Captain Seagull's camera. So Captain Seagull is behind this book, and now she's moving it out of the way so you can see. So we go onto that computer, and then we go up it, and then go over to that book, like standing out a bit. It's a jumping pad, so we get on it and it takes us up there, and now you just go behind the book. It was our old spot. Now we have a newer spot. And in a bit, Captain Seagull's gonna move out of the way so I can zoom out to show you a really cool spot in one of these cabinets. So as you can see, there are cabinets right under the shelves where you spawn. If you actually go down, you could go through the bottom one, and no one could see you when you're in there. You could go through. Very little people know about the spot, but it's pretty good. So now we are switching the map, and Captain Seagull ended up winning. So for this map, we were really hoping that it would be the attic, and I forgot if it was the attic or the attic. Yeah. So this spot only works in the attic. So once you've equipped the freestyle and you make sure that you're not in, which in this case I am not, but still hasn't done choosing, you have to go out of the treasure chest. Like it shows, you just walk out, right? How you would normally do in a regular game. And you turn left, and you go towards the direction of the pool table, around there. And there's going to be like this little lamp too. And over there is that spot on that little cup looking thing where you could go up onto the shelf. And if you jump far enough, you could go into the lamp. And so after you get there, you take another left, and you walk into that corner, right? And you'd get on this white thing. You don't have to do it so early, but you could. The point is to get behind that brown thing, in between the brown thing and the wall, with that small little gap that there is. It is recommended that you zoom in, even though it won't really make a difference. Well, it will make a difference, but it's very little. Just very slightly increase the chances. It's been done before without it. And then you use the taunt freestyle, right? And as you can see, we start glitching a bit when we do use the taunt freestyle. And eventually you get like really close, and then eventually you're just gonna get out. See? and you can zoom back out, and you're outside the map. As you can see, you could move around, right? And it still says how many players are alive. It still says spectated, and we're still jumping around doing whatever we want. So it's pretty good. And I went to go say hi to that person and try to get Captain Seagull to come along. But that person didn't really seem to see us because people are just really blind in the game these days. They're zoomed in first person for some reason, even though zooming out a bit would be the best if you're trying to see where it is compared to your location or something like that. Or if you're it, you could see more things at the same time. I don't understand why people would zoom in so close, but that's what they do. Now we are going to our favorite spot, the other window, where you could actually climb on top of. And for this, you jump up over here. Like, don't go all the way against it. It takes a couple tries. You can see Captain Seagull got stuck over there. And you could just go to that window, and we're going to be all good. And I usually like to jump around, try to talk to people who are there. But you can see that person in the other window, not anymore, but there's it down there, climbing up the chair. And we're still jumping around. It's pretty cool because there's not really a lot of people who know how to glitch through unless I teach them through the game where I'm at. Or I tell someone to follow me. They normally don't, but it's fine. And now we're really just going to be jumping around for a while because we still have another minute to waste. Or now we start watching it. See, there are those weights. You missed them. But you can get on the weights too. It's pretty cool. Now I'm just jumping around again because we're all just too bored. Have absolutely nothing to do left in the game. You could also get on the lights, but really hard. Haven't really been done before. And I was talking about how it can't really get there unless you have one person like Jake who could actually slip through that little spot we need to get to. And sprinting is the closest you could get to taunting, so his ability really helps us out when we're trying to get out. And if you stay long enough in the video for another round where I'm actually going to become it, and you're going to see you're going to see me actually go through while I'm it, but by myself because Captain Seagull doesn't want to get hit. And you also get to see some other cool spots. There's this other instance where I'm it in the backyard later on, and I show you some of my cooler videos while pretending to be a noob because why not? And see, this person's going on to the weight, what I was talking about. Like, the hiding spot I had right before leaving the map, in this map, was going up there. As you can see, you could just get on the weights, climb up, go all the way to the other side, then climb up the other side as well. If you go over there, it's the best because it can't really get you and the round is over. But one thing to know is that once you leave the map, you cannot get back inside. Not that I know of, but it's fine. And now I think this one's gonna be either the kitchen. Yeah, the kitchen. And the kitchen has a few very interesting spots, but not really that good compared to other maps because there is like less places to hide. It's kind of like the attic. It's just really like an open area. If you don't play this game, you wouldn't know these maps, but it's pretty nice. We're tiny people for like this huge empty open map. My render distance doesn't let me see a lot, so please excuse that. But this is another interesting spot that if you think I'm just going to go in the sink, then stay tuned because I'm actually not. Well, I am, but I'm going to go do something else after. So once you're up into the sink, right, this very obvious spot a lot of people know already, we could go over the stove, actually. There's like the stove, we could go on like this thing that's on top of it, and you can't get there by jumping pad or anything else. You can only go by very carefully slipping through, moving back and forward super quickly like that. And now we made it in there, which is the best spot you could be in. It's one of my personal favorites. I have 3 personal favorites. You could go into the stove, which is also a really good spot. And I have a white skin, if you haven't noticed already, because it camouflages in really well. It's actually really good if you like zoom out. Depending on your render distance, it could be like super hard to see, and maybe it could be actually really easy to see. And I'm getting really tired of talking for 10 minutes straight. Pretty interesting how I could actually manage this while I'm not watching the video. See, and it's actually pure white, but it looks gray sometimes because of the lighting. So this does go really good with the lighting if you think something looks gray. If it was originally white, right? But since there's not a lot of light coming in, it looks more gray. Then the white skin kind of like adapts to the lighting as well. And it is around our other favorite spot. This is actually my favorite spot. Well, it used to be my favorite spot. But you go inside the flower pot, right? And then you could actually like jump onto one of those shelves. That teleporting pad takes you on top of the shelf, as you can see. But you could actually go into one of the shelves when you jump off, just like I did. Because once you learn that technique, it could be inspiration towards other spots, like that one. That was inspiration towards that one spot. Captain Seagull actually showed me. Captain Seagull showed me that spot that I'm on right now. But then you could just like jump off in other spots too, and that makes finding you a lot harder, especially for noobs. The person who's normally doesn't bother checking there because they only have like 3-4 minutes to check, and that takes up a good 1.5 minutes. So if you are don't bother checking through the whole shelf. Maybe just like the first one. And that's about it for that spot. And now over there we're getting to now we're getting to on the cabinet, on the stove actually. But those jumping pads can't take it high enough to get to our spot, and neither none of the other ones could either. That's why it's such a good spot. There's only one way to get there, and that way it's super hard to get to. So it probably would attempt it like once, if at all, because it's pretty secret, and that'd be good. You wouldn't be found just like I am, because I'm actually not used to getting found, because I haven't been found in like months actually. Whenever I get found, like someone sees me, which is barely ever, only like 2 times like that month. Oh, also, yeah, that's one of my favorite spots. You can go in there, but I like going on that little rack right on top. And now I'm talking about how the pets give away your location, like the golden doge and the UFO. If you see those sparkles on it, you get those same sparkles if you're seeking. And as you can see, there's a person there, but it is much too blind to be able to see that. And I go back to talking to Golden Doge because I was really busy talking, like right now, and I didn't really notice it. But see, there's one person just over there. It was very blind. And then there goes the other person. If you just saw that person just walk right by it. It didn't see that person either. That person just happily jumping around the jumping pads. And I'll see that person's still there. It barely started noticing that person that she couldn't see for quite a while. And then after this, I try jumping off the bookshelf because I like meeting little kids, but I epically failed on that. I don't even think I tried that round, but I like jumping off to show my spot later. And now I think this is also the kitchen. I think, maybe, I forgot. Yeah, the kitchen again. See? Got it right. For some reason, the game chooses the kitchen a whole lot. and not the attic or like the workshop. Also, Ethan's bedroom, which I didn't get to show you in this video. The other spot that I was talking about earlier, where you could go under the cabinet. And now for this round, I show you the spot where I actually go onto the bookshelf. Right? So to get to the bookshelf, you have to get off the thing, run through that little passageway until you get to this little jumping pad by the table. And once you get on the jumping pad, then you try to get onto the chair, actually, and then from the chair, that's also a bouncing pad, the top of the chair. And with that bouncing pad, you just get onto the table. And then you go inside the plant, because as you saw earlier, someone else showed everyone else, which is the only reason why it's not so secret anymore, to teleport there. Oh, also, I figured that out. That was pretty epic. So you could kind of stand up. I don't know if you could walk around. I should have experimented with that, looking back at the video now. Now I can find that. Well, I found it once again, but see, now you just go back, just like in the other spot. And I went too many actually. And now Captain Seagull's no longer with me. Captain Seagull does end up coming down here though. That's a really obvious spot that it's gonna check if it comes on that. But fortunately, it was a noob in this round, as you can later see. I go in the Captain Underpants book. But it attempts to get to that spot, but it unfortunately cannot because it doesn't know how to play. This is how you know people are inexperienced in Roblox and hide and seek stream. This person can't do easy parkour or anything like that. And this person ends up giving up, which was super nice of them, because now we're not getting found. We don't have to worry anymore. As you can see, that person, after countless tries, still cannot make it on top of the table. It is possible to get on top of the table that way, where you just try to get on the table, not the chairs. But if you take the chair area, it's easier. And right there, when you had the perfect chance to get on the table just like that, you couldn't do it. So now there's about 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. And this kid's still trying to get up that. Been trying to do it for like a whole minute and a half already, so. Now we're not getting found. This is around the time where he gives up. For some reason he hasn't yet. Spending like half of the seeking time only on trying to get up that jumping pad that he never gets up to. See? It still hasn't given up, but gives up eventually. Like right about now, yeah, right now. Just gave up. Like 30 seconds after I said where he was about to do it, which is actually a long time considering how long this video is and how long the round is. But as you can see, I wasn't bothering touching my device because I was busy trying to talk to all of you, which never worked out because that was Captain Seagull when Captain Seagull got on there, but it never worked out because my screen recorder just wasn't working. It was either my screen recorder or I wasn't close enough to my microphone, but the noise was really weird. If you want at the end, I could show you how the actual sound sounded like, and it was actually like the noise from the game. They were like super loud too, and just hear a bunch of like screeching noises. I think it's actually because either the microphone didn't work, I wasn't close enough to the microphone. I don't really blame the screen recorder because you did get some of the noise. And my other screen recorder just doesn't work with that device anymore. It's a device that I always use to make my videos because that device just has more space. And as you can see, it still cannot even get onto that stove spot. Because it is a complete noob, as you could see. This whole round, he was just jumping around and doing nothing. And I guess I might make more videos because coronavirus. With a lot of work too, though. So, I don't know. I might be able to make videos more often. Right now I'm currently editing the video on the day that I actually made it because of this whole thing where screen recorder wasn't working, so I decided to spend another hour doing this. This is actually not that bad for me because right now I'm just basically just making comments on the video. It's only like 40 minutes long, but I'm probably gonna continue this next day, so that's nice. Now this round, it's the backyard, and this is that one instance where I decided to become it. Besides that one time I was in the attic. Pretty high chances, you can see 12.12%. It's pretty high. And I'm it, and I pretend to be a noob, which is actually funny. Apparently, I don't know. And if you see a bit later, my keyboard is actually has the old logo. I should have changed it, but it has the old Captain Chicken channel logo. If you haven't been around the channel that long, it was right before I hit 100 subscribers. Then I decided to make a new logo with the number 100 on it, just because I got 100 subscribers. And see, now I'm typing in. I think I'm gonna put I'm stuck. I'm frozen, and I'm gonna try to hurry up laser. Yeah, I'm frozen for some reason. That's what I type in there. And then I'm catch up later, I think. Yeah, I forgot up, but I'm trying to click the chat button, but I really can't. If you could see the top corner, I was gonna type in something else, like I surprisingly have a lot of time or something like that. And now I jump over here. As you can see, pure noobs who can't even see. I get that kid by accident. That was actually really funny. I never touched that kid actually. You actually see that again, but I don't know. And then you try looking around. Don't really see anything, but I do get on that shelf thing. It's pretty nice. And over here is one of my favorite camouflaging spots, except for like further that way, one of those pillars. You camouflage really well because I'm like the best camouflager ever. Now here's another spot. You can see a very slight difference in the wall. Very slight, but you could kind of like see it. And it takes you into that secret room. It's actually pretty cool. You actually see the difference. It's a bit darker, less textured. And now here's another spot. When I was still pretty much a noob in this whole game, I used to come over here onto the tree, and there'd be like this portal thing teleporting. It's pretty nice. And my render distance doesn't let you see that far, but it's pretty nice. And right there you have the tree, basically. So that's pretty nice. And also, in the second part, I don't know why, but they made that thing there so you wouldn't be able to see the trunk. And I'm just struggling to get out. And here you, if you go down more, then you could go to spots like the fourth one down somewhere, but not the first or second one, but you should go down because it normally only bothers to check the first few ones. It's darker there, so it's easier to hide. And then now I'm just trying to pretend to be a noob again, saying it's right behind me because why not? And now I'm running to one of my old spots where you could get on the couch. There's loads of coins at the beginning, and you could get on that pot over there. That pot over there is also invisible. As you can see, there's someone. And before, when I was still a noob, to get to the tree, I would come over here, and there is well, not really invisible, but there's that rock over there that you could go into, and from the outside you can't see in. which is really nice. And then, so right when I get off, I'd come over here. I'd go over here to this jumping pad, and I'd get on the couch. And then I would just jump around and try to collect all the coins. And that whole couch is a jumping pad, but to be honest, I think it's not that good. And then you could jump over there and just run all the way over there to the tree, which is what I used to do. And then when I get here, I just climb up on the tree and then just touch the button. Here's just more coins I'm just getting. And now I was gonna go over there to my favorite spot where I could easily just camouflage, but I didn't have enough time to do it. It was over there. That's my favorite one to hide in. And I type in so close because I'm pretending to be a noob still, even though clearly I used a sprint thing. And now we have the store, and in the store there are some spots inspired by that first kitchen spot. I think that was like the second round that we played, where you'd like jump down. And based off of that, I made this new spot. And for this spot, you have to go on top. You could also go inside the cashier, that first spot. But everyone checks those. And right there, you have to be very careful, like last time. Move back and forward really quickly. That is some of my personal favorite spots, because if you hide behind like that, one of those little bottles, then you are, well, you're probably not going to get found because no one bothers to check there, and you can't really see from under. And now here's another spot where you can go inside a hole in the corner. I was checking for a spot that Captain Seagull was in, but I was seeing if that would work in all the shelves, but that only works in that one shelf that I'm going to show you later. But in the corner, there's this hole, right? You go in, and you can't really see from the outside, like a lot of other spots I've showed you. And to get to the other spot, it's actually near the start. Right now, I'm just spectating it to make sure I'm not going to get caught right away. And so you go to this first shelf, and you jump on the shelf. You get on the first spot, and you can actually go into that wall. You can be very careful to go in. Try to make sure you are not touching the edge. Try to be in the very middle, and as you can see, Captain Seagull is right there next to me. And now no one could see us. Now over here where it is, there is actually this button over there. Takes you to the ceiling, but a lot of people already know about it. And that's that black button over there. And the vending machines are actually a pretty good spot. And now it is near us because there are a lot of people. But I suggest you don't rely on that spot, because some can actually make it through, especially if they have a sprint thing and they're not one of those big bears or the Yeti. And right now it's trying to get the people under, even though it could just get us, but since our spot's really good and not a lot of people know about it, you could go through there. And it's still trying to get through. And we're right there, right behind where he is, and he was just over there by the blockade. Now it's down there by the witch's brew, which we're also right next to. and it hasn't seen us yet, surprisingly. If you see over there, there's a witch's brew. There aren't really that many good spots in the store, except for the spot where you could glitch out of the map, but since I haven't been able to do it myself, I don't want to include it in this video. But if I do get to do it, then I'm probably going to make a part 2 of this. See, as you can see, there's like the door. My render distance doesn't let me see that well, but there's like this glass. And around now, we're just sitting around doing nothing. I found the spot out when I saw it just walk through it. It didn't even check it, but it just walked through it. I'm pretty sure it thought it was just like a normal thing. No one really cared. So there's not really that many people who hide here. But this is a good spot if you want to hide somewhere where it is probably not going to check. I do recommend the shelf more because I've never seen anyone get on the shelf besides the first one, and you can't really see up. So since there's little people, it is not going to bother going there to check. Now this time I didn't get to meme the kids. It's really sad. I really wanted to go out, but I couldn't. And for this one, I believe this is going to be the attic. It's going to be the attic. It looks like it is. Right now I'm just looking ahead through the pictures of my video editor. And I saw the attic, but now looking towards the end, I see it's the beginning of the treasure chest. The starting point in the attic, and this time it just so happens that I'm it, like I was mentioning earlier in the video. And for this, I have that one because he could slip through the things, and the closest to the freestyle taunt is the sprint that this person has. So this way I could easily leave the attic. Not as easy as using the freestyle, but it's the easiest way to leave it. And if you want to try it when you're it, I suggest not using the Yeti. It does not fit. Probably not the bears either. I haven't tried them, but I have tried another one. I think I tried the bear that could sprint, but try those skinny ones. Don't try the ones that have like a bunch of fur or something like the Yeti. If they do release new characters that you could seek with. And right now I'm just waiting to leave, which is nice. And if you don't know about the sprint thing, this is a good time to see how good the sprint is. I think this one's actually better than the Yeti. I got the Yeti, but the circle it stuns people and is really small. And I quickly got over there compared to the last time. That was really quick. I think like 2 times as fast to get to that point where he stopped sprinting. And now I am coming into this area again. Same thing, but I have to wait for my sprinting to reload. And it's harder to get in this time because of the character. But as you can see, this one could still fit. And right now I'm trying to get all the way to the edge. And now I started sprinting, but it hasn't worked yet. Which means I'm going to have to sprint later, or I just made it that time. Now I stand up and I can't believe I made it again. It was a nice test. And I used the character Jake, which is the boy that can sprint. Only 3 people could sprint. I think it's like Jake and Sophia, the one that was next to him, and then the grizzly bear. The grizzly bear is really tall though, so I don't recommend using him because then you can get bullied in places like the store. Jake and the other one, I think they might be able to get through. I remember the girl that could sprint was able to get through. And right now I'm playing and it says it is 34.77 studs away. Which I don't understand how that makes sense, but it's fine. And right now I'm just jumping around. Now more people are knowing about it. See, and as you can see, you could just see little kids just running everywhere. Which is actually really interesting to see how little kids could just take advantage of this. And over here, you could also like play tag or something if you bring a friend along. It's a really good but really boring spot. But you can run around the attic thing, which is nice. And now I'm really just running around because I'm bored. And I use my sprint ability so I could get back on my favorite window once more. Captain Seagull decided not to join me because I was it, and Captain Seagull was afraid that I would get her. Which I wouldn't because I like being a noob, but it's fine. And now I'm trying to get over to the other window for some reason. And as I said earlier, it's hard to get back up. It's hard to get back in once you're outside. So if you're it, I suggest not going outside and trying to get the most amount of people possible. Because you are not going to be able to come back in if you leave. And there are a few other spots in here, but this is like the best one. Captain Seagull is currently in that pool table thing. Captain Seagull showed me because Captain Seagull likes coming along with me. Captain Seagull knows you cannot go back inside once you're already outside. And now everyone's just outside looking out the window. You see that? There's this one person who was in the cup. Some other person would have easily gotten him, so I suggest you don't go in the cup. And now there's like 5 people just running around. And I only found one person. I don't even know how I found the person. I don't even think I did. I think that person just left. And now I believe this one's going to be the attic again. Yeah. The attic. And this time I am not it. But this other kid tries to join me and Captain Seagull. Surprisingly. This other person's it, and this other person does not know how to get outside either. That person didn't even bother trying. But now, me, Captain Seagull, and this other kid are following right behind. And now we are going towards that corner thing again. Just in case you forgot, you go into the opposite corner and you jump on the white thing and you slip between the white thing and the wall. And it's recommended that you zoom all the way in and then you use the top freestyle. And there's Captain Seagull trying to get in. Now, see, it takes a couple tries, like 1, 2, or 3 tries, but in the end it's worth it, and it's hard to get that far when you're it because most characters cannot fit through there. And Captain Seagull's all the way up there, but you see the shadow of this one person who's not Captain Seagull because you just saw Captain Seagull somewhere else, who was attempting to get through, but this person could not. Still trying. And now I'm putting subscribe to the Captain Chicken channel because why not? As you may know, I need more subscribers, so If you haven't subscribed, then I suggest you do, because if I get a certain amount of subscribers, I can get paid. And right now I'm not getting paid, which is really sad because I don't have enough subscribers, or people haven't watched my videos that much. But I do have like 100 something subscribers. And as you saw, the keyboard is my old logo, but I decided to change it because I got 100 subscribers. So I made a similar logo with a chicken on it. Instead, I used like a different sort of brush thing on this drawing thing. I actually used a paintbrush this time, so it looks different, as last time I used a marker. And there goes someone else. We're just happily just jumping around, just standing there, which is really nice. And 2 people were found. And when you fall off this thing, I suggest you go all the way around back through the top, because it is simpler to get back on top of the window. Right now I'm just trying to jump around, but as you can see, it's really hard to get through there. And here you just have to walk up this and then you're fine. And you could get on the light. The light is a pretty good spot. You get on the weights, like we mentioned the first round, and there are still lots of things you could do. And I haven't been found in a long time. In the beginning of the video, you only saw that screen because I had just joined in because of my screen recorder issues. My normal screen recorder was not working, so I had to try the other one that was built into the device. And as you can see, that screen recorder wasn't the best. Now I have to be talking over this for quite a long time, as long as my video lasts, without the intro or the beginning part. But now you can see it over there. It was too blind to see that other person that was just all the way over there. And see, there's another person right there. And of course, I have to go and say hi to this person, so I get off the spectating 8 screen, but that person doesn't care as usual. And you could just see us outside. I actually blend in quite well with the sky too, because of the clouds. And now it jumps off, and you can still see Captain Seagull just jumping around. At that point, you can't even tell if it's outside or inside. But now this person tries to go around. These spots that these people are on are really bad, really. Because a lot of people already know about the spot, and it is pretty bad at the game. So if you were to have a great spot like the one that we do, that we never ever have seen someone get found in, and now we just don't get found, which is really nice. And this is the end of the video. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye.